Believe it or not, brutal medical practices that are unimaginable by today's standards were commonplace in Edo period Japan. In an era without anesthesia, sterile operating rooms, or antibiotics, how did people confront illness, and what treatments did doctors administer? Today, we're going to uncover the unimaginable realities of medicine and disease in the Edo period. Prepare to be shocked by the facts we're about to reveal. What diseases do you think plagued people in the Edo period? Smallpox, measles, dysentery, and tuberculosis were among the most feared causes of death. In urban areas, improper waste disposal and poor sanitation were major factors accelerating the spread of disease. Compared to today, food supplies were unstable and malnutrition was common. A weakened body naturally increased the risk of falling ill. At the heart of medicine back then was traditional Chinese medicine, or Kanpo. Brewing and drinking medicinal herbs, gifts from nature, was the standard treatment. However, there was no clear licensing system to become a doctor. Town doctors practiced based on their individual schools of thought and personal experience. Eventually, Rangaki doctors, influenced by Western learning, emerged. They deciphered Western medical texts, striving to introduce new treatments to Japan. Of course, X-rays and CT scans, which are standard today, didn't exist. Doctors relied on their five senses to diagnose a patient's symptoms. Checking pulses, examining tongues, sensing odors, and listening carefully to patient stories. These were the vital diagnostic tools of doctors in that era. Now, let's turn our attention to specific treatments. The most common, unsurprisingly, was Kanpo medicine. Herbs were brewed or powdered and dissolved in water for consumption. Some remedies, like kakanto, a cold remedy, and digestive medicines, are still recognized today. However, their effectiveness couldn't compare to modern drugs. While they might slow the progression of a disease, a full cure was exceedingly difficult. Folk remedies were also widespread. Methods that seem unbelievable today, like charms, spells, and prayers, were commonly employed. For instance, to treat children's ailments known as kennomushi, literally insect of irritation, mysterious incantations might be chanted or amulets affixed. Some medicines included things we would only consider poisons today, like animal feces, human bones, and even mercury. It's likely these strange remedies often worsened conditions or triggered new symptoms. Particularly shocking were surgical operations. Surgeries without anesthesia, unimaginable in modern times, were a daily reality. Imagine incisions for tumors or setting fractured bones, all without general or even local anesthesia. Patients endured the pain and terror or simply fainted during treatment. It's said that several assistants had to restrain the patient throughout the operation. However, it wasn't entirely an era without anesthesia. Tsusensan, developed by Hanaka Seishu, is known as Japan's first general anesthetic. Tsusensan was a compound of medicinal herbs, including datura, and its potency was said to rival Western anesthetics of the time. Using this anesthetic, Hanaka Seishu successfully performed breast cancer surgery, a groundbreaking achievement on a global scale. Yet, Tsusensan's effects were inconsistent, and it carried life-threatening side effects. It wasn't an anesthetic that could be used by just anyone. Therefore, it's reasonable to conclude that most surgical procedures were still performed without anesthesia. Post-operative infection was another major issue. With no concept of sterilization, bacteria frequently entered wounds, leading to many patient deaths. Surgery without anesthesia inflicted unimaginable pain. While patients were bound and screaming, doctors had to work quickly with their scalpels. Common procedures included tumor excisions, fracture reductions, or even limb amputations, treatments we now take for granted. Acupuncture and moxibustion were also significant medical practices in the Edo period. Their aim was to regulate the flow of qi and enhance the body's natural healing power. These treatments, still recognized for their effectiveness today, must have been invaluable options for people back then. Smallpox was a terrible disease that claimed many lives. However, its preventative method, vaccination, began to be introduced in the Edo period. This groundbreaking method, involving inoculation with cowpox pustules to gain immunity against smallpox, was also brought to Japan through Western learning. However, its spread was slow, and many people hesitated to get vaccinated due to superstition and anxiety. Syphilis was another incurable disease that afflicted many. It's said that mercury was sometimes used in its treatment. Mercury is highly toxic, and patients sometimes suffered mercury poisoning during treatment. They were forced to choose between the disease and the poison, an ultimate dilemma. Understanding of mental illness differed vastly from today. It was often linked to supernatural phenomena like curses or fox possession. Consequently, treatments primarily involved prayers and exorcisms, with little to no psychiatric approach as we know it today. When someone fell ill, family care was incredibly important. Relying entirely on hospitals, as is common today, was not an option. Thorough nursing at home often held the key to recovery, and it was a time when family bonds were truly tested. The Edo period people's view of life and death saw death as a much more immediate presence than we do today. Many lives were lost to illness, and disasters and famines were frequent, so there was a constant sense that death could come at any moment. Perhaps, knowing the limits of medicine, they possessed a strong spirit, determined to live their given lives to the fullest. Modern medicine has advanced to an extent unimaginable to people in the Edo period. This progress is built upon the efforts and sacrifices of countless predecessors. In particular, the spread of hygiene concepts, the discovery of anesthesia, and antibiotics were revolutionary events that profoundly changed the history of medicine. Learning about Edo period treatments provides an excellent opportunity to reappreciate just how fortunate we are with modern medicine. The struggles of doctors who racked their brains and sometimes risked their own lives to save suffering patients offer us many valuable lessons. The advancement of medicine is a universal human aspiration that must never cease. We must continue to learn from the past and connect it to the future. We hope this video has sparked your interest in Edo period medicine, however slight. What were your thoughts? Please share your thoughts in the comments section. Whether it's gratitude for modern medicine or surprise at the ingenuity of the Edo era, we'd love to hear it. On this channel, we'll continue to deep dive into untold historical truths and astonishing trivia. Don't miss out. Please subscribe and give us a thumbs up. The foundation of modern medicine is built upon the trials, errors, and wisdom of our predecessors. Let's once again pay tribute to their challenges and contributions.